Prynawn da pawb, croeso nôl. Good afternoon everyone and welcome back. I hope everyone's staying safe. And I've got to say firstly, massive thank you to you all for your fantastic work online. I've absolutely loved logging into Seesaw. Unfortunately, I didn't win the Keepy Uppy challenge. I only managed 6. I think Mr. Thomas has been practicing for weeks on end, kicking that toilet roll around his living room. So die out, Mr. Thomas, for winning that one. Mr. Vlauchik and I and the other staff have had a little chat and we'll post another challenge next week. So, welcome to my second online assembly. The first one did go a bit mad and ended up being spread around. I've had texts from England everywhere. But today's message is all about being grateful and thankful. Now, were you aware that yesterday was National Non-Human Phone and Thank You Day? Did you know that? You're all looking slightly confused. I'll say it again. Yesterday was Phone and Thank You Day for non-humans. Well, I'm pleased to say that yesterday, Llangynnoed Primary, and I'm sure in Kilfynydd as well, and other schools across Wales, the phones did not stop ringing. But I managed to dial in this morning and get a couple of the answer phone messages that were left for us, and I've written them down. And I have here a selection of the messages we received. So I'm going to start off, and this is a message for Rhiannon. Your toothpaste tube phoned to say thank you very much yesterday for putting the top back on. Apparently you keep forgetting and it gets very, very upset. Now a message for Noah. I know his mum will be grateful for this one as well. Your bedroom phoned to say that although it was still in a state of shock, it wants to say a really big thank you for tidying it up. This week, it hates being messy and it's very, very grateful. I had a message for Mrs. Keogh too. From your dog. Apparently she phoned to say, thank you for sharing with her your feelings about life, your worries, your things that make you happy. She does understand and likes you talking to her. And finally, a message for Ollie from your Teddy. Teddy phoned to say thank you for loving him and cutching him and just showing him affection. Now, you all know that these messages are just imaginary, but they do make a serious point. It's important that we are thankful and that we say thank you. Now, I want you just to think in your houses for a couple of seconds. Turn to your mother, your father, somebody who looks after you, your brother, and tell them, what are you thankful for that they do for you? Now, sometimes it's the very small things in life that we forget to be thankful for. Now, the idea behind the Non-Human Phone and Thank You Day came from a church minister. He thought of it when he was watering his plants. Here's what he said. I know how much I appreciate a glass of water, especially when I'm hot. And I felt that my flowers really enjoyed being given a drink. And somehow I imagined them being very grateful. Then my mind wandered to other things that I might want to say thank you, if they could speak. We take too much for granted sometimes, don't we? When we turn on the tap, we receive water straight away. Some people around the world are not so lucky. This is similar to what we're going through at the moment. Something very special happened around the village of Llangynnoed, Maesteg, Kilfynydd, here in Tom Pentre, and across all of Wales and the UK. At 8 p.m. last night, people went out on their doorsteps to show how thankful, how grateful they are to a group of fantastic superheroes. People now that are working harder than they ever have to ensure we stay safe. Our fantastic carers and NHS staff workers. They're working harder than ever, treating people who are very ill, and do so every minute of every day, every week, every month of every year, even on Christmas Day. And last night, the whole nation came together to say thank you. Diolch yn fawr iawn pawb. And I know, I've seen on social media and I've seen on the news that the people within the NHS were extremely, extremely thankful of us showing our thanks and gratitude to them last night. But there's also a very important message here. We can also help them, and they will thank us for doing this. In the coming weeks and months, we can help them by staying in and only going outside to the shop for essential things, if we need to pick up a prescription, and only if we really need to. It's okay to play in our gardens, but I know it's difficult that we can't go out and see our friends or even visit families. I had to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother over FaceTime. I know it's going to be hard, and I'm going to find it difficult to stay in, but we must do this to ensure we help our fabulous carers and NHS staff who are working hard to keep us safe. Now, I have a little poem for you about being thankful. I can open my eyes and see. I can open my mouth and say thank you. Thank you for today, for a comfortable bed, hot water, breakfast, clean clothes, and even my shoes. Thank you for the people who care. For the people who deliver milk and food for post, the telephone, computers, our car. Thank you for the blue skies, or even the rain. Dogs and pets and flowers in our garden. Thank you for our friends and families. Who am I thanking? All sorts. It doesn't matter. But saying thank you does. And I think as long as we say thank you and we show our gratitude over the coming weeks and months, we will get through it. And it just made me think of our school motto, Gweithio gyda gilydd, working together. If we all work together to say thank you and follow the rules that we've been asked to do, we'll be back to normal in no time. And as I said, today we said thank you to the NHS carers, and I would like you to do a little task for me now, just to brighten up people's days if they do have to go out. Can we all make a rainbow to post in our windows? So if people are driving past, essential key workers on their way to work, or somebody doing that weekly shop, that they will smile at the rainbows that fill the streets in our valleys and our towns. Now, I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Stoneham, who's going to play our song for today. Now, I have had some requests via email, and we are trying to work on them in the coming days. But today she's going to be playing Give Me Oil in My Lamp. Over to you, Mrs. Stoneham. Fantastic singing there, especially by some of our parents too. Now, this is our Friday Assembly, and as always, we celebrate the hard work that goes on in every class. Although this week is a little bit different, as we haven't actually seen you in person to do this. However, all the staff have been incredibly impressed with the work that you have been conducting online, on Seesaw, in Google Classroom, and here are their Sarah and Wythnos for this week. In Mrs. Keogh's class dosbarth Arian, the award goes to Bonnie. In dosbarth I, the award goes to Xander. In dosbarth Coch, the award goes to Rhiannon. In dosbarth Melyn, it goes to Callum. In dosbarth Glass, it goes to Harvey. And in dosbarth Porffor, the award goes to Ellie. Da iawn pawb. Now, Friday Assembly wouldn't be Friday Assembly without wishing members of our school community a very happy birthday. And this week we have 2 recipients. We're going to give a special mention to one that was last Friday. But due to us not having assemblies in school, we didn't get a chance to wish this person a very happy birthday. And that goes to April. And our own musical maestro, Mrs. Stoneham, celebrates her birthday tomorrow. So on behalf of everybody associated with Llangynnau Primary School, wish you both a very happy birthday. And please join in with the singing as Mrs. Stoneham plays Happy Birthday for herself. Now, that brings the end of our Friday Assembly. Just before we go, I would like us to have a moment of reflection, to think about the meaning of today's Assembly. If you think it's back to the start, it's about being grateful and being thankful. And I would like you to put your hands together and close your eyes and join in and say Amen if you want to our prayer this afternoon. We are thankful for our families and our friends, for the beauty of nature and the world around us. We are thankful for the things in life we too often take for granted. Please help us to be willing to show our thanks, not only in what we say, but also in what we do each and every day. Amen. Well, diolch yn fawr iawn pawb. Thank you very much everybody for joining in with our second online assembly. Remember to draw them rainbows and put them in your window for me. And take photos and upload them to your class Seesaw account so we can all see them as well. Just remember them rules that we said about staying in and staying safe. And I'll be back on Monday with another assembly for us all. Look forward to Mrs. Powell's bedtime story this evening. Thank you ever so much. Keep working hard and keep making us all proud. Diolch yn fawr iawn.